to another podcast where once again we're going to be talking about the grants on offer through Copeland Council. I'm joined again this morning by Janet Sinnott, the Revenues team leader. First of all, Janet, congratulations and extremely well done to you and your entire team. Over the last sort of 10 days, we've paid out in excess of 300 grants, which, the speed at which that's been done and some of the feedback we're getting from local businesses who have benefited from that has been exceptional. So, really well done to you. And, if you could pass that on to the entire team, absolutely fantastic performance.
Thank you.
In terms of the local restrictions grant, Janet, what do other businesses now need to do?
Yeah, so just over a week ago now, we launched the local restriction support grant. So this is for businesses that are closed. You're right, we've paid out just over $500,000 to approximately 360 businesses as of this morning. So this is for businesses that were open as usual before the 5th of November, providing in-person services to customers from their premises, required to close due to the restrictions and paying business rates for the premises before the restrictions commenced. We went through this on the last podcast, but just as a refresh, it's non-essential retail, hospitality venues, accommodation, leisure and sports facilities, entertainment venues, hairdressing, beauty, community centres and halls. So it's live on the website now and has been for just over a week. We've been taking applications since last Monday. We've had a good response to the scheme so far, and I'd encourage anyone who has not yet applied to do so, or if they're unsure, to just contact the business rates team and we'll advise them further. All details are on the website copeland.gov.uk, so just look there if you're unsure about anything or contact the team.
Janet, can you just confirm again exactly what the grant's worth to the businesses when they do apply?
Of course, yeah. So it's based on rateable value, which is linked to the business rate system. So anybody with a rateable value from £0 to £15,000 will get a grant of £1,334. Anybody with a rateable value between 15 and 51,000 will get £2,000, and anybody with a rateable value of 51,000 or above will get £3,000, and that's a payment to cover a 4-week period.
Thanks, Janet. This morning we're now launching the additional restrictions grant, which is, as it says in the title, additional to what we've already done. Why is this different, and who could benefit from this who wouldn't benefit from the grants that were launched last week?
Yeah, that's right. So this is a discretionary grant scheme, and you're right, it's called the additional restrictions grant. It's to help those businesses that are forced to close but don't pay business rates, so they can't access the other scheme that's been launched for just over a week. Examples of such a common one is bed and breakfast paying council tax, for instance, or it's for businesses that have not been legally forced to close but they're severely impacted by the restrictions that have been put in place since November the 5th. It's a one-off fund for councils to devise a local scheme, and we need to distribute the payment between now and March 22. We've got £1.3 million. We've got to take a measured approach because we've got to ensure that funding remains available should we have more lockdowns. But we also need to try and support people in a meaningful and impactful way right now, because we understand that businesses have lost their livelihoods or they're experiencing a severe financial impact as a result of the current lockdown. So we're ready with our scheme, and we've launched it this morning, and we've already started to receive applications. And what our scheme will do in the first instance is it will support those that are not registered to pay business rates because they've been forced to close, for example, B&B's paying council tax, or those not forced to close but due to the restrictions they're suffering from financial hardship. Finally, after we've assessed those two categories, because we have to bear in mind that they've not received any funding during this period, we will consider if there are any funds remaining to support those businesses that have received support under the local restriction support grant for closed premises, to establish if we can make a top-up payment. But it's important to note that we can only do that after we've processed the applications for the businesses that have not yet received any support. I want to be honest, that it is a cash limited fund, so it may not stretch until March 22. But our thinking is that the businesses are suffering now, especially at a time when they would usually be gearing up for extra Christmas trade. The more we can do now, we believe is the best approach.
Yeah, clearly we've had some decisions we've had to make there, haven't we? You know, in terms of, you know, it is a one-off fund, and you know, do we get as much of the money out now, or do we save some back? And I think there's a decision to get as much out to the businesses now where the need is there to make sure we see businesses through.
Yeah, that's right, Mike.
So in terms of the process, Janet, well, you know, what's your advice to businesses out there who are listening in to go about accessing both these grants still? What should be their next steps?
So access via our website, copeland.gov.uk. If they click on the COVID response banner, there is a link that is for support for businesses. And within there, the links for both grant schemes are available. It's an online form and very easy to follow. And so many people that have managed to do it so far. So yeah, just access that. Any difficulty, just ring the team. We're here to help. Great.
Thanks very much, Janet. You know, again, I would reiterate what I've said in a number of podcasts previously. You know, if you know anybody who could potentially benefit from these grants, make sure, you know, this is shared with them, that they get the information. You know, there's information in the local press today, on our website, as Janet said. And, you know, the team are really keen to turn these grants around and get the money to where it's of most help as quickly as possible. And you know, again, Janet, I would say, you know, reiterate my thanks to you and your entire team for how quickly you're going about addressing this. It's really important to local businesses. So thanks for joining me again today, and we'll catch up shortly. Thank you, Janet.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you.